Welcome back to the DeWitt Gym on the campus of Dordt University in Sioux Center, Iowa. We get started with the men's contest in just a little bit. The Dordt men come into today's contest with a 4-2 GPAC mark, 9-3 overall. Hastings 5-0 in the league, 8-2 overall. Hastings started the year 3-2 with losses to Mayville State and Graceland. They've now won 5 games in a row. They've scored 80 or more in points in 5 of their contests. They're outscoring teams 77-71, out-rebounding teams 34-29, and they are converting 50% of their three-point baskets. Of their field goals, 38% of their three-pointers. For the Dordt defenders, they've scored at least 81 points in 9 games this year, 88 or more 7 times. They're 5-3 in their last 8 games. They stopped a 2-game losing streak last Saturday. They've now won back-to-back road games. Dordt has outscored teams 89-76, out-rebound teams 37-36, and are making 37% of their field goals from three-point range and 50% of their field goals from the floor. Dordt leads the series 31-8. Dordt is 19-1 in 20 games played here at the DeWitt between these two teams. Here's your starting lineup then for the Dordt defenders. They will start Luke Rankin, a 5'10 junior from Grimes, Iowa, averaging 10.9 points per game. Number 1 is Connor Milliken. He is a freshman from Springfield, Nebraska, averaging 9.3 points per game. Bryce Kopic wears number 2. He's averaging 19.1 points per game. He's a senior from Haywarden, Iowa. Number 3 is Lucas Lorenz, and he's a 6'4 sophomore from Milford, Iowa, averaging a team-high 20.3 points per game. Ben Fairclaw, number 35, he is a 6'8 junior from Perth, Australia, averaging 7.1 points per game. Jake Hargens, Jackson Lusher, Ty Van Essen, Shane Hogsma come off the bench. Hargens is averaging 9.3 points per game. For the Broncos, they're led by Reggie Thomas, Player of the Year candidate in the conference, 6'1 sophomore from Omaha, averaging 23.7 points per game. Anthony Thompson is a 6-foot senior from Bolingbrook, Illinois, averaging 4.7 points per game. Grady Corrigan, 6'1 senior, Bennington, Nebraska, 9 points per game. Number 20 is Tyreek McMurrin, a 6'5 senior from Bolingbrook, Illinois, averaging 10.3 points per contest. And Danilo Matovic is a 6'8 senior from Serbia, averaging 8.5 points per game. Quinn Johnson, the leader off of the bench for the Broncos, and Todd Raridan. He is averaging 11.3 points per game. Opening tap goes out of bounds. Last touch by Hastings. It'll be Dordt basketball. Bryce Kopic with it out front. He passes into the corner to Milliken. Milliken with the basketball back over to Bryce. Bryce gives it up left side. This is Fairclaw. Fairclaw to Kopic. Kopic in traffic. His shot no good. And the rebound is controlled by Hastings. Hastings will hand the ball off to Reggie Thomas, and Reggie Thomas will take the ball into the front court. Reggie Thomas passes it over to Corrigan. Corrigan over to Thomas. Thomas blocked shot from behind by the defenders. Pass ahead to Milliken. Milliken lays it up on the right hand. Left side good. Rankin had the block shot and the assist. The basket goes to Connor Milliken, and the Dordt defenders are on the board first, 2-0. 2-0 our score. Defenders with the basketball out front. Matovic. Matovic on the wing. Back over to Thomas. Thomas with it. Thomas throws it into the corner with a basketball. This is McMurrin. McMurrin back to Thomas. Thomas looking for a ball screen. Now he's matched up with by Ben Fairclaw. They throw it into the post. McMurrin. McMurrin working against Rankin. Pass around the horn. Three-pointer on the way by Thompson. Missed everything. No good. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Dordt basketball on the shot clock violation. So the Dordt defenders with the basketball. The Dordt defenders have it. And bringing the ball up the floor is Rankin. Luke Rankin with it across half court. Rankin stops. Tries to go on the pick and roll to Fairclaw. Fairclaw leaning his way in. Now Ben trying it again against Matovic. His short shot in the paint. No good. A rebound cleared by Matovic. Matovic 6'8". He's a senior. A little bit more bulk to him than Fairclaw. So the advantage on the strength will probably go to Matovic. Let's see if Fairclaw can stretch the floor at all. Pass goes to Thomas. Thomas down to the baseline, cut off there by Lorenzen. Layup with the left hand, missed it, no good. And the rebound controlled by the defenders. Here comes Rankin. Luke into the front court. Rankin feeds it left side of Lorenzen. Lorenzen with it down to the baseline. And Lorenzen lost it, and Matovic picks it up. Matovic with the basketball, hands it off to Thompson. Anthony Thompson passes right side. Corrigan. Corrigan guarded there by Lorenzen. They throw it down into the post. Kopic matching up this time with Madovic. And Madovic double team, throws it out of the double team, comes back over to Reggie Thomas. Thomas comes back right side, Madovic. Madovic into the paint, layup, good. Danilo Madovic with the 2-point bucket. Dordt is tied 2-2. Here's Lorenzen, and Lorenzen is pushed to the floor. Foul's going to go against Corrigan. And that's number 1 on Corrigan. And the Dordt defenders on the offensive end. Throwing the ball in will be Rankin. So Rankin back over to Fairclough. Fairclough 3, missed it, no good. And the rebound is controlled by Hastings and Madovic. Madovic with it up the floor. We're deadlocked 2-2. Still very early, just 3 minutes into the contest. Pass goes high post, Madovic. Madovic at the free throw line. Madovic passes back over to Corrigan. Corrigan puts it on the deck against Lorenz and drops it inside Madovic. They bring a double team, throw it into the corner. Thompson missed it, no good. Rebound controlled by the defenders in Rankin. Rankin with it. Rankin has it poked away from behind by Thomas, and it goes out of bounds. Last touched by Hastings. It'll be Dordt basketball. So the Dordt defenders on offense with the basketball is Rankin. Rankin setting the offense. Rankin gets a ball screen, and we've got a foul called against Anthony Thompson. Thompson called for foul number 1. It's team foul number 2 against the Broncos, and a new player checking in. This will be Nolan Sugro. Sugaru checks in. He's a 5'11 senior from Hastings. And they get the ball inbounded to Rankin. Luke with the basketball in between the circles. Rankin picks up his dribble, tries to find Lorenzen underneath. It's taken away by Thomas. Reggie Thomas with the basketball. Thomas passes right side Sugaru. Sugaru with it. Sugaru, Corrigan. Corrigan back to Sugaru. Sugaru, Madovic. Madovic against Fairclough. His pass taken away by Kopic. Kopic on the fly. Bryce with the basketball looking for the trailer. Now passes Fairclough. Fairclough, Lorenzen. Lorenzen right side. Fairclough. Fairclough to Kopic. Kopic with the basketball. Guarded there by Reggie Thomas. Kopic will pull the trigger on a 3. Missed it. Too strong. No good. Rebound cleared by Madovic. Madovic with the basketball. Madovic passes it off to Thomas. Thomas takes it across the timeline. Thomas passes right side. This is McMurrin. McMurrin with it back over to Thomas. Thomas, three-pointer, good. Reggie Thomas with the three-point basket. Dordt trails 5-2. Rankin with the basketball up the floor. Goes right-hand side Fairclough. Fairclough to Lorenzen. Lorenzen with the basketball. Lorenzen lost it. Picked up by Kopic. Kopic with it. 15 to shoot. This is Rankin, rather. Rankin with the basketball out front. Goes over to Fairclough. Fairclough to Kopic. Kopic with it in between the circles. Pass goes left side. This is Milliken. Milliken guarded by Corrigan. 2 to shoot for the defenders. Dordt's going to get a shot clock violation. Defenders did not know how much time was remaining on the shot clock. Did not get the shot off in time. And nearly 5 minutes into the game, it's 5-2. So 5-2, defenders down 3. Madovic will check out of the ball game. Quentin Johnson checks in. Johnson averaging 11 points per game off of the bench. He's a 6'3 freshman from Loomis, Nebraska. Pass it to him right away on the wing. Out front, Corrigan. Corrigan right side. Thomas. Reggie Thomas comes back left side. Corrigan. Corrigan with it. Corrigan looking, and they throw it into the post. This is McMurrin. McMurrin, 2-point basket, good. Tyreek McMurrin makes it 7-2. Hastings in front by 5. Up the floor, Kopic. Ty Vanessen in the ballgame at the last break as well. Pass comes back over to Luke. Luke, 3, missed, no good. Rebound, Ty Vanessen. Vanessen in the paint, leans it up, shot no good, but there for the rebound and the putback is Lorenzen, and he is fouled. So Lorenzen gets the bucket to go, and he is fouled. He will go to the free throw line for a 3-point play opportunity and try to cut the lead back to 2. So Lorenzen will shoot a free throw. And Lorenzen, the sophomore from Okoboji, makes the free throw. He's got 3 points, and the defenders trail 7-5. 7-5 defenders, trailing by 2. Bronco basketball. Thomas goes right side. Corrigan on the wing, facing up against Kopic. Comes back left side. This is the high scorer off of the bench, Johnson. His shot no good. And the rebound is tipped out of bounds. Last touch by McMurrin. It will be Dordt basketball. So McMurrin got a hand on the rebound, but the defenders will maintain possession of it. Ty Vanessen will throw the ball in. And Vanessen gets it into Rankin. Rankin with the basketball. Rankin goes back out front to Vanessen. Vanessen with it. Vanessen gives it up Kopic. Kopic down to the block. This is Harrigan's against Corrigan. Harrigan's put it on the floor one too many times, and the help defense by McMurrin taking it away. Here comes Hastings. Hastings on the run. Right side it goes. Thomas. Reggie Thomas with it, working against Rankin. Now Thomas looking for the post up. They throw it into the post to McMurrin. McMurrin against Rankin. They give it up Corrigan. Corrigan 2-point basket, good. Grady Corrigan averaging 9 points per game, and the defenders trail 9-5. Luke Rankin with the basketball, and Rankin is held on the play. Foul's going to go against Nolan Sugaru. Sugaru whistled for the personal foul. We'll get some scores from around the league in just a little bit. Pass comes into Vanessen. Vanessen against McMurrin, and Vanessen, his shot with the left hand, missed it, no good, and the rebound taken away by Quinn Johnson. So Johnson up the floor, pass, gets it left side, 3, no good. Rebound cleared by Hargans. Hargans with the rebound. Here comes Dordt, trailing 9-5. Been hard work on offense so far. Luke Rankin with a pull-up left-handed jumper, and the defenders trail 9-7. 9-7 our score. Women's basketball earlier today. Well, it was Briarcliff holding off Concordia 74-66 in Sioux City. With it on the right-hand side, this is Hastings. At our first break, we'll probably take a look at some scores from the conference. Shot in the paint by Thomas, no good. Rebound taken away by Rankin. Rankin with the basketball. Luke brings it up the floor. Luke stops, looks, passes left side to Lusher. Lusher trying to go to work against McMurrin. And McMurrin's going to be called for a foul in the paint. Tyreek McMurrin whistled for the personal foul. So Dordt will inbound the basketball left side of the lane as we face the hoop. Rankin to throw it in. And Rankin looking, and he's in danger of a 5-second call. Gets it over the top to Kopic. So Kopic comes down with it. Kopic throws it into the corner. Vanessen 3, no good. Rebound taken away by Hargans. Hargans back out front to Rankin. Rankin resets the offense. Rankin with the basketball on the right-hand side. Driving, stops, pops. Free throw line jumper, good. Luke Rankin with 4. And the Dordt defenders tied up at 9-9. Low scoring affair thus far. 11:55 left to go in the first half. So the Broncos have the basketball. Broncos with it out front. Corrigan with it. And the shot from the right corner, and knocking down the 3 is Quinn Johnson. Johnson with his first field goal in 3 tries. Vanessen on the other end, shot no good. Now a fight for the basketball. And Vanessen shovels it back outside to Lusher. Dordt trailing 12-9. Right side Kopic. Bryce driving in. Gets it underneath Lusher. Lusher in the paint with the right hand, good. Jackson Lusher with his first 2 points. And the defenders back to within a point at 12-11. 12-11, Hastings in front. Dordt 36% from the floor thus far. Hastings 42%. Turnovers, Dordt with an uncustomarily high 4. Hastings just has 1. They go down low, and McMurrin, right hand, left shoulder, good. He's got 4. Went over the top of Rankin that time. Tough matchup for Rankin. Dordt trailing by 3, 14-11. Bryce Kopic at the free throw line, puts it up off the glass, no good, and the rebound controlled by Hastings. Hastings with it, bringing it up is Sugaru. Sugaru's shot in the paint, no good. Rebound controlled by Lusher. Jackson hands it back over to Luke Rankin. Rankin brings the ball up the floor, 14-11. Dordt down by 3. Pass goes high post, Vanessen. Vanessen on the elbow. Vanessen back outside, it goes Rankin. Rankin stops, pops, 17-footer, good. Luke Rankin with 6, and the Dordt defenders trail 14-13. Hastings basketball. Reggie Thomas will walk it up the floor. We've hit the 10-minute mark of the ball game of the first half. Dordt trailing 14-13. Right side pass, Corrigan. Corrigan goes high post. This is McMurrin. McMurrin turns, goes to Thomas, and Thomas is held on the play initially by Bryce Kopic. Kopic whistled for foul number 1. That's team foul number 1 against the defenders here in this half. 9:50 left to go in the first half. Dordt trailing Hastings 14-13. Bryce Kopic will check out of the ball game. Lucas Lorenzen and Connor Milliken back into the game along with Ben Fairclaw. Jake Hargan stays on the floor along with Luke Rankin. Left side pass goes over to Corrigan. Corrigan with it on the wing. Corrigan throws it into the corner. Simon with it. Simon's pass down low, taken away by Hargans. Here comes Dordt. Rankin up the floor across the half-court stripe. Comes back right side to Milliken. Milliken, nothing there. They switch off on him on defense. Simon picks him up. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Rankin out front against Thomas. Throws it into the corner. Fairclaw. Corner 3. Missed it. No good. And the rebound is taken away by Thomas. Reggie Thomas with the basketball. Thomas up the floor. He's got it on the right wing. Thomas throws it into the post. Madovic guarded there by Hargans. Hands it back out front. 3 on the way. Quick release by Quinn Johnson. Johnson with 6 points. Dordt trailing 17-13. Didn't take him long to fire that one off. Rankin's post-entry pass taken away by Thomas. Reggie Thomas up to Madovic. Madovic reverse layup, no good, but he is fouled on the play. Defenders trail by 4, 17-13. And looking at the replay of that three-pointer, if we had an appeals process, you'd probably ask for a replay because it certainly looked like Quinn Johnson's three-pointer was a two-pointer, and I think we've got the official coming over to designate that it was just a 2. So a 2-point bucket for Quinn Johnson. That brings it back to 16-13. Free throw up by Madovic, no good. And judging by the replay, had a pretty good look at it by that one camera angle, and his toes were definitely on the three-point line. 16-13, defenders down by 3. Another free throw on the way from Madovic. Madovic, a 31% free throw shooter, missed the first one and misses the second one. File that one away for your memory later in the game if you've got to commit a foul in the post to prevent a bucket. Pass goes down low to Fairclaw. Fairclaw for the basketball. Fairclaw with it. Back out front, Lorenzen. Lorenzen at the top of the key. 3. Rattles it. No good. Rebound taken away by Madovic. Madovic with the basketball. That would have tied it. 8:25 left to go first half. Hastings basketball, Thomas. Reggie Thomas sizing things up. He'll back it out to the midcourt stripe. Lobs it to Madovic at the free throw line. Madovic turns, squares, throws into the corner. Thompson back out front. A long 3, missed, no good. And the rebound taken away by the defenders off of the missed shot by Johnson. Quinn Johnson missed the long 3. That was a heat check. He's got a couple of field goals so far today. A 3 and a 2. Fairclaw with it, looking for the entry pass. Goes to Lorenzen, posting up against Corrigan. Lorenzen backing his way in. Help defense by Thompson. Shot in the paint. In and out, no good. And a foul on the rebound called on Hastings. Madovic whistled for the personal foul on the rebound. 7:46 remaining in the first half. So a second free throw on the way. Inbounding the basketball will be Luke Rankin, beg your pardon, no fouls on that. That's just team foul number 6 on the Broncos, so bonus time for Dordt on the next one. Lorenzen stops, throws into the corner. Milliken, Connor, three, good. Connor Milliken, left baseline three-pointer. Dordt ties it 16-16. So with 7:29 left to go in the first half, the defenders have tied it 16-16. This one a defensive struggle thus far. Dordt at 35% from the floor. Hastings 44%. Pass out front, Johnson to Thompson. Thompson gives it up, Thomas. Thomas wants a ball screen, gets one from Madovic. Three to shoot. Shot by Thomas, rattles, no good. Rebound cleared by Lorenzen. Lorenzen over the basketball, Rankin on the fly. Rankin stops, nothing there. Lorenzen, trailer, three, short, no good. Rebound controlled by Thomas. Reggie Thomas with the basketball. Thomas up the floor against Rankin, passes over to Johnson. Quentin Johnson back over to Thomas. Thomas puts it on the deck, gets around, lays it up, right hand, count the hoop, and he is fouled. Thomas averaging 23.7 points per game and an opportunity now at an old-fashioned three-point play. And going to the free throw line will be Reggie Thomas. Thomas will shoot one as he was fouled in the act of shooting. That foul, by the way, went on Ben Fairclough and is his second. So the free throw on the way by Thomas, up and good. Thomas now with 6 by my count. And the defenders trail 19-16. 6:35 and counting, first half. Kopic with the basketball, stops. They've held him in check so far. Milliken in the paint, his shot no good. There for the rebound is Fairclough, and Fairclough is fouled on the play by Madovic. And Danilo Madovic whistled for his second personal. Ben Fairclough will go to the free throw line, and he'll shoot a couple of free throws. Fairclough, a couple of fouls so far to show for his day. First free throw on the way for the junior from Perth, Australia. It's good. He's got another one coming. Second free throw for Fairclough, trying to make it a one-point game. And he knocks it down. 19-18. Fairclough is a 73% free throw shooter entering the game. (16:25 and counting, first half. Dordt trailing by a point, 19-18. Thomas with the basketball. He goes left elbow to McMurrin. McMurrin squares up, gets it back over to Johnson. Johnson to Corrigan. Corrigan over the basketball. Corrigan from straight on, missed it. No good. Tried to bank it in and a little bit too hard off of the glass. Rebound controlled by the defenders. Lorenzen splitting the defense. Puts it up too strong, gets his own rebound back, and he's fouled from behind. So they're going to call that on the shot, actually. That's going to go against McMurrin. That's number 2 on him. And Lucas Lorenzen will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws. I had thought maybe it came on the rebound, but they're going to set one. Yeah, now there's the correction. It'll be a 1-and-1 for Lucas Lorenzen. So Lorenzen will go to the free throw line. And his free throw too strong, no good. Defenders miss an opportunity to tie or take the lead. Instead, it remains 19-18. Defenders down 1. Hastings basketball, Thomas. Reggie Thomas passes right side, Corrigan. Corrigan goes to McMurrin. McMurrin off the glass, too strong, no good. Rebound taken away by Evanescent. Here comes Dordt back the other way. Kopic on the fly. Kopic trying to get to the hoop. Kopic in the paint. His shot no good. Rebound tipped and controlled. Thomas lost it and now tripped up on the play. Who's the foul going to go on? I think it's going to go on Bryce Kopic. That's number 2 on Bryce with 5:31 remaining. Kopic so far today, 4 shots. Hasn't been able to find the bottom of the rim yet, or bottom of the hoop. And they'll leave Kopic in for the time being. Reggie Thomas will take the ball up the floor. Let's see if they try to isolate him. They throw high post. This is Johan Yebga. Yebga from France. Down to the baseline. Hastings attacking Boudreau. And the shot, reverse layup, is good. Boudreau with the 2-point bucket Dordt trails 21-18. Milliken into the paint. And Connor Milliken with a 2-point bucket. He's got 7. Dordt trails by a point again, 21-20, under 5 minutes to go in the half. Relatively quickly played first half of basketball. Shot on the way by Thomas, and Reggie Thomas another 3. Yeah, you don't average 23.7 points per game not knocking down shots, and he knocks that one down. Jackson Lusher back over to Milliken. Milliken right side to Kopic. Kopic to Lorenzen. Lorenzen into the corner. It comes Vanessen. Vanessen with the basketball back to Lorenzen, and Lorenzen splashes in a 3. That was a long triple by Lorenzen. He's got 6. And the defenders trail by a point, 24-23. 4:15 left to play in the half. Corrigan comes back over to Thomas. Thomas with it. Thomas down low, Yepka into the corner, Johnson, 3-pointer good. Quinn Johnson with 8 first half points. Defenders trail 27-23, I should say. And now Milliken, his short shot in the paint, no good. Rebound taken away by Ty Vanessen. Vanessen with the basketball. Vanessen back over to Milliken. Milliken 3, good. Connor Milliken with 10 points, and the Dordt defenders back to within a point, 27-26, 3:42 remaining here in the first half. Dordt down a point. Dordt calls a timeout. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 30 seconds.
This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner and Zwart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere.
And brought to you by 712 Realty, a team of realtors in Northwest Iowa with the drive, care, and the results you need to buy or sell your home. Visit them online at 712realty.com, leading you home.
27-26 our score. The Dordt defenders trailing Hastings with 3:42 left to go in the first half here at the DeWitt Gym. Reggie Thomas brings the basketball up for the Broncos. Goes high post to Yepka. Yepka with the basketball. Yepka back to Johnson. Johnson off the rim, no good. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touched by Hastings. It'll be Dordt basketball. And throwing the ball in will be Bryce Kopic. Kopic gets the ball inbounded to Luke Rankin, and the defenders will shoot to take the lead for the first time in a long time. In fact, hasn't been since the 2-0 mark. Comes back to Rankin. Rankin, Lorenzen. Dordt down 1, 27-26. Vanessen with the basketball. Vanessen back over to Milliken. Milliken free throw line jumper. Missed it, no good. Rebound Yepka. Yepka with the basketball. Dordt unable to knock down the shot. And here come the Broncos. Thomas with it. Thomas working against Rankin. Dordt shows Hedges on the ball screen. Pass goes into Yepka against Vanessen. And Yepka's shot is good. So Yepka with the 2-point bucket. Back the other way is Rankin. Rankin knocked to the floor with a made basket. And the defenders trail 29-28 as the two teams exchange baskets. The Rankin now with 8 points, all on 2-point field goals. Right side it goes Thomas. Thomas with a tough shot. Reggie Thomas on the baseline gets it to go. He's got 11. Back the other way is Milliken. Milliken with a 2-point basket in transition. He's got a dozen. Dordt trails 31-30. So Dordt forces Hastings to use a timeout. Timeout on the floor. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 30 seconds.
This broadcast also brought to you by Vision Realty. We are polished, experienced, and professional, offering excellence every step of the way. We are the vision you can trust.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch. Buffet, carry out, or delivery.
And brought to you by Ployne Publishing. Quality printing from design to delivery. Ployne Publishing.
Welcome back to the DeWitt Gym on the campus of Dordt University in Sioux Center, Iowa. The Dordt defenders trailing Hastings 31-30. Hastings has led for all but the first few minutes as Dordt had a 2-0 lead, and then Hastings scored 7 in a row to take the lead. We've had 2 ties at 9 and 16. Hastings basketball after the timeout. Three-pointer from the corner is up and through for Anthony Thompson. That's his first field goal of the day, coming from the right baseline. And the Broncos back in front by 4, 34-30. Hastings has it. Dordt has it. Pass goes to Lusher on the left elbow. Lusher back to Lorenzen. Lorenzen 3 on the left wing, 3. And Lucas Lorenzen now with 9 points, and the defenders back to within a point, 34-33. Bronco basketball, 86 seconds remaining in the half. Left side it goes Thompson, guarded there by Milliken. Curl screen, Thomas with a 2-point bucket. He's got 13 first half points. Gotten him in a hurry here, 36-33, defenders down 3. Lorenzen with the basketball into the paint, and a blocking foul called on Corrigan, and Grady Corrigan has just picked up his second. And going to the free throw line for 1-1 will be Lucas Lorenzen. Lorenzen 0 for 1 so far today from the free throw line. And a free throw on the way for Lucas Lorenzen. And Lorenzen, free throw up, good. Lucas makes the first one. He's got another one on the way. That's 10 points for Lorenzen in the first half, halfway to his season average. A second free throw for Lorenzen, trying to bring it back to 1, and he does. 36-35, defenders down a point. Defenders trying to scratch their way back into this one. Trailed by as many as 5 early. Been a back and forth affair. No lead changes, though, since the early going. Reggie Thomas comes back over to Anthony Thompson. Give it up to Thompson, guarded there by Milliken. Thompson on the left wing, picks up the dribble, looks, goes back over to Thomas, 10 to shoot, throws it into the post. Yepga against Lusher. Lusher holding his ground, and we've got a foul called before the shot on Jackson Lusher. And that'll be foul number 5 on the defenders in the half. For Jackson, that's his first. And no free throws yet. They called the foul on the floor, so 20 seconds on the shot clock. Pass goes over to Johnson. Johnson with the basketball. Quinn Johnson comes back over to Thomas. Thomas guarded there by Rankin. Thomas with it at the top of the key, guarded by Lusher. He'll step back, put up a 3, and hit it. It's his third 3 of the game. He's got 16 first half points, and the defenders trail 39-36. Dordt will hold for the final shot of the half. 39-35. Luke Rankin directing traffic, wants a ball screen, 5 to shoot. Luke with it into the corner, Lusher. Lusher driving baseline, hands it off to Lorenzen. Lorenzen shot no good, but he's fouled on the play. And Lucas Lorenzen will go to the free throw line for 2 free throws, as he was fouled in the act of shooting. So will there be time on the clock? And they'll put 0.2 of a second on the clock. Shot clock is off, obviously. Jake Hargens was actually fouled on the play, so he'll shoot 2. I thought it was Lorenzen, but it's Hargens. First free throw by Jake is up and good. Trying to bring it back to a 2-point difference. 39-36 currently. Second free throw on the way. And the free throw on the way for Hargens is up, and that one rolls in. 39-37, and that is how the half will end. 39-37, Hastings with a 2-point lead. Let's take we're going to take a 3-minute break on KIHK and just a 1-minute break on the Dordt Media Network, and we'll be back with more from the DeWitt Gym in 3 minutes. Today's broadcast brought to you by the Grain House in Hull. They have amazing coffee, energy drinks, breakfast, lunch, and more. With a big city feel, located only 10 minutes away in Sioux Center, they have a second location opening next year in Sanborn. Today's broadcast brought to you by Snyder Insurance and Financial Group of Sioux Center, offering life, health, Medicare supplements, annuities, and more. Trusted service and exceptional products with you in mind since 1973.
Hello, Dordt University sports fans. Hope you're enjoying the game, whether you're a family or friend of a player or coach, or a fan of the university. Now, these players and coaches have put in hours and hours of practice, and it shows. But there's one more thing that every coach makes sure the team has: a game plan. And if these players and coaches are willing to put this much effort into a game, how much more important is a game plan for your financial life? Now, the financial world continually becomes more complicated, and we keep ourselves plenty busy. And even if we have precious free time, most of us don't want to spend it wrangling over financial decisions, reading financial journals, or studying the latest tax legislation. But if you don't have either the time or the desire to spend hours upon hours learning and keeping up with the changing rules of the game in the financial world, and then figuring out how that applies specifically to your financial life, you don't have to do it alone. For over 40 years, Money Concepts, the planning firm here in Sioux Center, has been helping households to build their financial game plan upon all the things in life more important than finances. Because there's things in life more important than money, and none of them are things. I'm Tom DeYoung, financial planner and president of Money Concepts, the planning firm. Check us out on the web or social media, or schedule an intro meeting to see how a financial game plan might benefit you. We'll help you build your finances on all the things in life more important than finances, while being a good steward of the resources God has entrusted to your care. And check out our Money Concepts Radio podcast at moneyconceptsradio.com or on your favorite podcast app, where we dive into the relevant financial planning topics to bring clarity to the often confusing, ever-changing rules of the game in the financial world. Enjoy the rest of the game, and remember to spend your most valuable resources, your time and your attention, on the things in life that matter more than money. And go Defenders!
(39-37), the Dordt Defenders trailing Hastings at halftime in this men's Great Plains Athletic Conference contest. And right now on the floor, the Dordt University dance team under the direction of Mel Knobloch, entertaining the Dordt University Hastings College basketball crowd. Hastings Broncos really got a lift from Reggie Thomas in the first half. He scored 16 of his team's 39 points and almost single-handedly kept pace with the defenders offensively in building this two-point advantage currently at 39-37. Let's go ahead and roll those People's Bank highlights at halftime as well, if we have them. Looks like we do. The Dordt Defenders in this ball game, Luke Rankin, 4 field goals, 4 two-point field goals. And Hastings got some buckets from Quinn Johnson. We knew coming into the game he was a 6'3" freshman from Loomis, Nebraska, averaging 11.3 points per contest. He had a couple of threes and then also a long two. He was inches away from a third three-point basket. Luke Rankin got his 4 field goals in a variety of ways. He got a drive to the hoop, and he also had some pull-up jumpers. Hastings in the first half, I believe they ended up with a total of 6 3-point baskets, 3 of them by Reggie Thomas, on the way to this 39-37 halftime lead. Dordt scored the first 2 points of the game. Hastings scored the next 7, and Hastings hasn't trailed since. We were tied at 9-16. Dordt had a couple of chances to take the lead when the lead was at varying between 1 and 3 points, but the defenders go into the locker room down 39-37. Unofficially, the defenders led by Connor Milliken's 12 points, while the Broncos are topped by Reggie Thomas with 16 points in the first half. He did not leave the floor. He ends up with 20 minutes played as well. Let's take another 3-minute break, and we'll be back with a rundown of all the numbers and also our scores from around the league, both women and men's basketball, right after this 3-minute timeout.
When you add up all the Wi-Fi connected devices in your home these days, you'll be surprised at how many there are and how much bandwidth they're using. Do the math. It just may add up to needing faster Wi-Fi. Premier Communications has you covered with reliable internet speeds up to 1 gig. Keep everything connected with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call at 1-800-741-8351. Premier Communications. Looking ahead.
This Dordt Media Network broadcast is brought to you by Sioux Concrete Construction, Rob Suin, owner, excelling in flat work, poured walls, decorative concrete projects, dedicated to providing customers with a good experience and quality workmanship. SiouxConcrete.com.
And brought to you by Huber's Plumbing and Heating. Whether you're looking for repairs, replacement, or maintenance for your air conditioning or heating system, Huber's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning in Orange City will exceed your expectations.
Welcome to Sioux Center, Iowa. Life in the center of everything. Where we connect with friends, coworkers, family, and the great outdoors. Knowing that in Sioux Center, you're never far from making the next great memory. And we grow great companies that make cutting-edge breakthroughs to make life better here and around the world. And when it's time to play, we keep friendship, family, and a bright future at the center of everything.
Thanks to these Dordt Media Network sponsors, Ski Bout Window and Door, your local window experts. Whether building or replacing, we have the products, people, and knowledge to get the job done right. See Ski Bout and see the difference. Ski Bout Window and Door.
Thanks to M&H True Value. Behind every project is a true value. Start right, start here. M&H True Value.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Beaver Eye Care, serving Sioux Center and the surrounding communities for over 30 years. Come see Dr. Paul Beaver, Dr. Dan Klausing, or Dr. Reese Beaver for all your comprehensive eye care needs. This broadcast also brought to you by Vision Realty. We are polished, experienced, and professional, offering excellence every step of the way. We are the vision you can trust.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch. Buffet, carry out, or delivery.
Joyner and Svort Dentistry, providing the latest in dental technology in a warm, comfortable, and relaxing environment. And brought to you by Ployne Publishing, quality printing from design to delivery. Ployne Publishing.
First half numbers, Dordt 13 of 32 from the floor, 41%, 4 of 11 on threes, 37%, 7 of 8 on free throws, 88%. Hastings 16 of 29 from the floor, 55%, 6 for 12 on threes, 50%, 1 for 3 on free throws, 33%. Dordt has a 21-12 rebounding edge, but Hastings just simply hasn't missed that many shots. They've only missed 13. Turnovers, Dordt has 5, Hastings has 2. This is a Hastings team that does not turn it over very often. The defenders are led by Connor Milkins, 12 points, 5 of 8 from the floor, including 2 of 2 on three-pointers. Lucas Lorenzen, 11 points. 3 for 4 from the free throw line to help his cause. Luke Rankin, 8 points. Bryce Kopic held in check thus far. He has not scored. 2 points each for Ben Fairclough, Jake Hargans, and Jackson Lusher. 5 rebounds for Ben Fairclough, 4 points for Lucas Lorenzen, 2 assists as well for Lorenzen. For the Broncos, Reggie Thomas, he got going in the last 10 minutes of the first half. 16 points, 6 of 10 from the floor, 3 for 4 on free throws. Also had 3 rebounds and 2 steals. 8 points for Quinn Johnson off of the bench, 3 of 7 from the floor, 2 for 5 on threes. 4 points for McMurrin, 3 for Thompson. 2 for Corrigan, 2 for Madovic, 2 for Boudreau, and 2 for Yebga. 3 rebounds for Thomas as well to go with 2 steals. We're at halftime. Dordt trails Hastings 39-37. Other scores from the league today. Women's basketball finals. Jamestown defeats the College of St. Mary 84-70. Morningside defeats Midland 70-54. Dakota Wesleyan a 76-50 winner over Mount Marty. And Briarcliff leading Concordia defeating Concordia 74-66. Women's conference standings, Dordt's atop the heap at 7-0, Briarcliff at 6-1, Concordia and Dakota Wesleyan both 5-2, Doane and Northwestern both 4-2. They'll tip off at 5 o'clock this afternoon in Orange City. Morningside is 4-3, Jamestown 3-4, Hastings 2-5, Mount Marty 1-6, Midland and the College of St. Mary are both 0-7. Men's scores, and this one's a little bit further ahead than the other ones around the league. Here is the status of the men's contests. Mount Marty trails Dakota Wesleyan, 11 minutes left to go in the first half, 20-8. Morningside leads Midland at halftime, 46-35. And Concordia leads Briarcliff with 4 minutes left to go in the first half, 23-22. Doane and Northwestern will play later this evening at about 6:45 or so. So those are the scores from around the league. Also earlier today in football play, Kaiser defeats the College of Idaho in a national semifinal, 28-21. Northwestern defeats Georgetown of Kentucky, 35-10. Northwestern and Kaiser will meet in a rematch of last year's national championship game. And that'll be, I believe, about 10 days from now in the Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina area. This will be the last conference games for the Dordt defenders until well after the Christmas break has concluded. The men coming out of the Christmas break, they'll have the Saturday, January 6th bye as well, so they will not play until Wednesday, January the 10th, when they pick up play in Great Plains Athletic Conference action. The women will play the College of St. Mary on Saturday, January 6th. The men will be playing a couple of games in Arizona 1 week from this Monday and Tuesday, and that will be in the Phoenix area. Start times and locations all listed on our website at godort.com. Let's take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back with the second half of play. Let's make this a 1-minute break. Make it simple. 1-minute break on the Dordt Media Network and on KIHK. We'll be back with the second half of play right after this 1-minute timeout.
American State Bank is celebrating our 50th anniversary, and we couldn't have made it this far without your support. For us, banking just scratches the surface. We pride ourselves in our commitment to our communities, building meaningful relationships with our customers, and doing our best to have some fun along the way. We're proud to be a locally owned and operated bank, supporting the communities we serve. Thank you for choosing American State Bank. We can't wait to see what the next 50 years have in store.
We understand how complex the financial landscape can be to navigate. Our goal is to free up your hands so that you can focus on what is most important in life.
You're listening to KIHK and the Dordt Media Network. Glad to have you along with me as the Dordt Defender men will try to come back from a 2-point halftime deficit. Not a huge deficit, but I don't know that you can keep up this pace of allowing Hastings 55% success from the floor, and I expect good things to happen. So hopefully the defenders are able to slow the Broncos down to a certain degree at least. The Dordt defenders will start the second half on defense. And with the basketball on the right side is McMurrin. McMurrin with it, throw it down into the post. Madovic with it. Madovic throws out of the double team. Corrigan three, good. Grady Corrigan with the 3-point basket. And Corrigan now with 5 points, and the defenders trail 42-37. Answering a three by Milliken. Connor Milliken with 15 points, and the defenders trail 42-40. So the defenders matching Hastings' start. The pass goes into McMurrin, throws it out to Thompson. Thompson over the basketball. It goes over to Reggie Thomas. Thomas with it. Thomas spots up, right wing, nothing there. Now goes to Madovic, and Madovic posting up Luke Rankin, and Rankin is called for a foul as he tries to fight over the top and tip that ball away. Trying to tip it away on the post entry pass. Pass comes in McMurrin. McMurrin throws it into Corrigan. Corrigan had the three earlier, now throws out of the double team, gets it to McMurrin. McMurrin misses the open three. And the rebound corralled by Milliken. Milliken over to Kopic. Kopic up the floor. Bryce on the move. Stops, and he's tied up on the play by Thomas. Reggie Thomas comes up with it. Thomas gets ahead to Thompson. Thompson with a 2-point basket. Anthony Thompson with 5. Back the other way, and the ball tapped out of bounds. Last touch by Hastings. It'll be Dordt basketball. Dordt trying to bring it up the floor quickly. Well, Reggie Thomas has really put the clamps on defensively. Made it pretty difficult for Bryce Kopic today so far. Luke Rankin throws the ball in over the top, finds Fairclough. Fairclough to Kopic. Kopic on the move. Left side pass, Milliken. Milliken on the drive. Milliken throws it out, and Madovic's going to be called for a cheapie. Danilo Madovic, wrong place, wrong time that time. Reached in and got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. His third. 18:31 left to play in the game. Dordt down 4, 44-40. Throwing the ball in will be Rankin. Rankin throws over the top, and it's to no one in particular. Corrigan comes up with it. Corrigan against Lorenzen. Shot no good, but a foul on the play called on Lucas Lorenzen. That's number 1 on him. Rankin expected Fairclough to pop out to get that ball. Ben went towards the baseline instead, and the ball goes into the waiting hands of Corrigan, and Corrigan will go to the free throw line. First free throw, no good. He is a 71% free throw shooter, and a second free throw on the way for Corrigan. Corrigan trying to extend the lead to 5, and he does. So Corrigan makes 1 of 2. He now has 6 points, and the defenders trail by 5, 45-40. Defenders down 5, got to find a way to match baskets. Lorenzen sets up, right wing 3, good. Lucas Lorenzen with 14, and the defenders trail 45-43. Can't just simply hope to outscore the Hastings Broncos today, though outshoot them, I should say. They've been equal to the challenge, led by Reggie Thomas. Thomas with a basketball. At the top of the key goes right side Corrigan. Corrigan Madovic. Madovic against Lorenzen. Lorenzen holding his ground. Shot no good, and the rebound is cleared by Fairclough. Fairclough with the basketball. Back over to Rankin. Rankin with it. Luke has the basketball. Gets a ball screen out front. Looks, fires back over to Lorenzen. Lorenzen driving in with the right hand. Missed it, no good. Would have tied it. Rebound cleared by Hastings. Tough angle, and Anthony Thompson comes away with it. Gets it away to Reggie Thomas. Thomas with the basketball. Left side it goes to Corrigan. Corrigan with it at the top of the key. Corrigan gives it up. Thomas fighting through the screen. Rankin. They go down to the baseline. Madovic with the basketball. Madovic into the paint. Madovic shot blocked by Fairclough. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touched by the defenders and Ben Fairclough. It'll be Hastings basketball right side of the lane as we face the hoop. And Hastings looking to throw it in. Ball taken away by Fairclough. Fairclough back over to Rankin. Rankin has the basketball, doesn't have the numbers. Feeds it to Lorenzen. Back it goes to Rankin, and trailing the play, Reggie Thomas rewarded for trailing the play as he's able to step in and swipe the basketball. Thomas with the basketball goes right side back over to McMurrin. Dordt down to Hastings with the basketball. Thompson three, right wing good. Anthony Thompson, a senior from Bolingbrook, Illinois. And the defenders are down 5 again, 48-43. Left side pass to Milliken. Milliken gives it Fairclough. Fairclough on the move against Madovic. Now back to Kopic. Kopic for the basketball at the center jump circle. Gets a ball screen from Lorenzen. Heads right with it. Cut off on the play. Shot up and in and out. No good by Kopic. And the rebound controlled by Hastings. Hastings basketball. And a free throw line jumper for Corrigan. Back the other way, Milliken, and Milliken fouled from behind. So Connor Milliken will go to the free throw line, and he will shoot 2 as he was fouled in the act of shooting. But this is the biggest lead of the ball game for the Broncos. Broncos have extended the difference to 7. And Connor Milliken will go to the free throw line, and he will shoot 2 free throws. First one by Connor, good. 16 for Milliken. I am guessing Milliken and Thomas have crossed paths on the, if nothing else, the AAU basketball circuit. Thomas from Omaha. Milliken, a little bit further out, not considered Omaha, Springfield, Nebraska. Milliken makes them both. And the defenders trail 50-45. 5-point difference. Madovic trying to go to work against Lorenzen. Underneath, holding his ground. Kick out pass, Corrigan. Corrigan back over to Thompson. Thompson into the paint, nothing there. Thompson comes back to McMurrin. McMurrin down to the baseline, cut off. He'll put up the fadeaway and missed it, no good. A rebound cleared by Lorenzen. Dordt down 5 with a basketball. Rankin picks up his dribble, comes back right side. Kopic, Lorenzen against Corrigan, and we're going to have a charging foul called on Lucas Lorenzen as he tries to crab walk into the paint, and Corrigan draws the charge. Inbounding the basketball will be Hastings' Anthony Thompson. So Hastings with a 5-point lead and the basketball. And Reggie Thomas takes the ball up the floor. He passes right side McMurrin, sizing things up against Ty Vanessen. Goes back outside. This is Thomas, guarded there by Rankin. Wants a ball screen from McMurrin. Reggie Thomas into the paint and cut off. Rankin not given any ground. Kick out pass, Corrigan. Corrigan extra pass, left side, Thompson. Thompson, 3-point bucket, good. So it's back to a 8-point lead and back to 6 as Lucas Lorenzen gets a lay-in on the other end. 16 for Lorenzen, and the Dordt defenders trail 53-47. Timeout on the floor. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 1 minute.
Thanks to Prairie Life Chiropractic, combining skill and expertise that spans the entire chiropractic, acupuncture, and physical health spectrum. They want you to move better and live better.
And today's live stream broadcast brought to you by Verhoof Automotive. Verhoof Automotive in Sioux Center is your local Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, and Buick dealer. Verhoof Automotive, worth the drive from anywhere.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Snyder Insurance and Financial Group of Sioux Center, offering life, health, Medicare supplements, annuities, and more. Trusted service and exceptional products with you in mind since 1973.
This Dordt Media Network broadcast is brought to you by Sioux Concrete Construction. Rob Suen, owner, excelling in flat work, poured walls, decorative concrete projects, dedicated to providing customers with a good experience and quality workmanship. SiouxConcrete.com.
The Dordt defenders trailing, and you can't. I don't think this one does not have the feel of one where you can get down 10 or 11 points and expect to make a comeback, simply because the Hastings Broncos have been equal to the challenge today, and they have shot it well. They're at 55% for the ball game. Dordt at 43%. Boils down to that right now. Shot attempts just about even. Hastings, a few more three-point baskets, 9-6 right now. They throw it into McMurrin. McMurrin with a left hand against Vanesson, and Tyreek McMurrin finishes with a left hand. And the Dordt defenders trail by 8, 55-47, 14 minutes remaining. Pass goes to Lorenzen. Lorenzen underneath Vanesson. Vanesson held on the play. And Vanesson is fouled on the play. It will be Dordt basketball. Right side of the lane as we face the hoop, and Luke Rankin's going to check out of the ball game. Throwing the ball in will be Milliken. Milliken's pass out front, taken back by Reggie Thomas. Thomas layup right hand, good. He's got 18. And there's your 10-point lead. Dort's going to have to overcome that. Dort's been outscored 18-10 to start the second half. With it right side is Vanesson. Vanesson over the basketball. Vanesson gives it up Kopic. Kopic, Vanesson. Vanesson throws it into Lorenzen. Lorenzen back to the basket against Corrigan. And Lorenzen misses the shot. No good. That's a shot that he's going to make more often than not. Right side it goes to Corrigan. Corrigan with it. Corrigan back out front. Thomas. Thomas. Right side, Thompson. Thompson on the wing. Thompson, nothing there. Goes back left side, Quinn Johnson. Shot missed, no good. Rebound taken away by Lorenzen. Now if Hastings cools off just a little bit, maybe it opens the door for the defenders. But Dordt trailing 57-47. Connor Milliken three, and that one gets the shooter's bounce. Connor Milliken with the three-point basket. Milliken now with 20. That matches a career high and draws Dordt back to within 7 at 57-50 with 12.5 left to go in the game. Reggie Thomas, free throw line jumper, whispers that one through. He's got 20. He is a fine, fine ball player, 59-50. With it out front is Kopic. Kopic with the basketball. Kopic, back left side, Vanesson. Vanesson gives it up, Lusher. Lusher back to the basket, 15 feet out, working against Johnson. Dumps it underneath for Vanesson. Missed the shot, gets his own rebound back, puts it up, no good. Ball swatted away from behind by Thompson, and now Hastings will walk it up. Dordt trailing by 9, 59-50. You could see last year that Reggie Thomas was going to be a good player. Sometimes for freshmen, you just got to get done with that freshman year and take a step forward. He definitely has. Defensively, he's averaging over 2 steals a game. He's leading the team in assists, minutes played, making buckets as well. It goes to Madovic. Madovic shot, wave it off. Shot foul came before the shot on Jackson Lusher. And for Jackson Lusher, that is foul number 2. Defenders are down 9, 59-50, and this is going to be a tough go of it. Unless the defenders can start stringing some stops together. With it out front, Corrigan. Corrigan with the basketball. Corrigan puts it on the deck. Right side, Johnson. Johnson against Lusher. Goes back outside, Thomas. Thomas driving in, and Thomas is fouled on the play by Jackson Lusher. They're going to call a block on Jackson Lusher. That's number 3 on him. And Reggie Thomas will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Thomas so far this season, 23.7 points a game, 6.4 rebounds, 4.3 assists, 2.2 steals. He's making 55% of his field goals and 37% of his three-pointers, and he makes free throws at a 78% clip. He makes the first free throw. He's got another one coming, 60-50 our score. Second free throw on the way for Thomas. Hastings with a 10-point lead. And the second free throw by Thomas, no good, so he finally misses a shot. That one from the free throw line. 21 points for him. And the Hastings lead is 60-50. Rankin with the basketball on the right-hand side. Picks up the dribble, Hargens. Hargens on the move, nothing there, Rankin. Rankin with the basketball. And we've got a hold called on Hastings. Foul number 4 called on Madovic. $60-50 our score, and checking back into the game will be Yebga. And shooting and inbounding left side of the lane as we face the hoop is Rankin. Rankin looking, throws into Lorenzen. Lorenzen with the basketball. Lucas has it, drives in, nothing there, Fairclough. Fairclough, top of the key, comes back to Rankin, Lorenzen. Lorenzen to Lusher. Lusher working his way into the lane. Hook shot from 10 by Lusher, good. Lusher with 4, and the defenders trail 60-52. Hastings basketball, right-hand side. Driving in, Thomas. Thomas floats it off of the glass, no good, but he's fouled on the play. And he'll go back to the free throw line to shoot 2. That's called on Fairclough, and that's number 3 on Ben. So Reggie Thomas will go to the free throw line. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Free throw is up by Thomas, good. Reggie Thomas now with 22. And tries to extend the lead back to 10. Hastings right now playing comfortably in front. Second free throw is up and through as well. So Thomas makes both free throws. It's 4 for 5 now from the free throw line tonight. Dordt's lead is 10. Dordt's deficit is 10, 62-52. Rankin with the basketball, snaps it over to Lusher. Lusher with it, right side of Hargens. Hargens weaves into the lane. Jake Hargens, shot no good. And the rebound is cleared by Sugaru. Sugaru brings it up the floor. Sugaru hands it back over to Thomas. Thomas left side. Corrigan. Corrigan with the basketball. Corrigan passes back to Thomas. Thomas lost it. Picks it up right hand. Back to Corrigan. 8 to shoot. They go to Yebga. Yebga off of the last. No good. Rebound cleared by the defenders, down by 10. Rankin with the basketball. Left side Lusher. Lusher out front. Fairclough. 3. Good. Ben Fairclough with the 3-point basket. He's got 4. And we've got a timeout on the floor. Dordt back to within 7, 62-55. Timeout on the floor, charge to the Broncos. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 1 minute.
Today's broadcast brought to you by German Farmers Mutual, protecting the farm and home since 1981. Northwest Iowa's local insurance partner, online at germanfarmers.com. Today's broadcast is sponsored by Northside Body Shop. When you expect the very best in the repair of your vehicle, call Northside Body Shop Limited today, serving the Sioux Center area since 1955. 712-722-2313.
Special thanks to all our Dordt Media Network sponsors. Volink Enterprises Incorporated, building homes for families and businesses in Northwest Iowa since 1962. Let's work together to bring your vision into reality. Folink Enterprises Incorporated. Today's broadcast is brought to you by the Van Engelenhoven Agency, your trusted independent insurance agency throughout Northwest Iowa. Contact the Van Engelenhoven Agency's Sioux Center advisors Mark Holsoff or Lisa Dykstra.
Hastings called that timeout after a Ben Fairclough three-point basket. A reminder that today's pregame and postgame shows brought to you by Wireless World, your local Verizon authorized retailer with 7 locations in Northwest Iowa. You can visit them at wirelessworld.com. So the Dordt defenders on defense. Under 10 minutes to go, so Dort's got to make up some ground. They trailed by 2 at half. They've trailed by as many as 10 here in the second half, and they're back down by 9 on the post-up by Quinn Johnson. He's got 10, averaging 11.3 points per game off of the bench. 64-55. Defenders down 9. Ben Fairclough, top of the key, 3 again, good. So Fairclough knocks down another triple. Dordt trails by 6, 64-58. Couple of the straight-on threes by Fairclough. Reggie Thomas, pass goes left side. Sugaru to Corrigan. Corrigan in the block, cut off by Lorenzen. Thomas into the paint, trying to post up Lorenzen. And Thomas with the 2-point bucket. Reggie Thomas underneath, able to bull his way in. 9 points in the second half, 25 for the ball game. Dordt trails 66-58. Three-pointer the other way, and the Dordt defenders back to within 5 at 66-61. So the defenders right now trading threes for twos. Luke Rankin with that three-pointer. He's got 11. And the defenders back to within 5, 66-61. Corrigan with the basketball, gives it up. Now gets the return pass, does Corrigan. Goes high post to Yebga. Yebga with the basketball. Yebga to Sugaru. Sugaru in the paint. His layup is good. 68-61. Defenders down 7. Luke Rankin with the basketball. 8 minutes to go in this one. And a hold called on Johan Yebga. Yebga called for the personal. Dordt trailing by 7, 68-61. And inbounding the basketball will be Bryce Kopic. And Hastings sending players in. This will be Corrigan checking out. Thompson is back in the game, I believe. It'll be Dordt basketball. Milliken in the corner. Kopic throws it out front for Rankin. Fairclough has it tapped, picks it up, and he's fouled on the play by Reggie Thomas, and that's going to be foul number 2 on Thomas. So Thomas has picked up his second. Manages to play pretty actively without picking up fouls. He has not left the floor today, and he likely won't. Pass comes into Kopic. Kopic kick out pass, Lusher. Lusher, Kopic. Kopic sets, fires, right wing 3, off the mark, no good. Rebound Lusher. Lusher, Fairclough. Fairclough 3, in and out, no good. And Yebga this one, that was Yebga came up with the elbow and got Rankin. This one will cause a discussion with the officials. So Luke Rankin, Yebga throwing an elbow after the rebound. And I don't think the officials actually saw it, so they feel like they can't call something they didn't see, but we're going to have video of that one, and that's not a good look with no call on that. Yebga shooting the 1-and-1, missed it, no good. Rebound taken away by Kopic, 68-61. That is not a good look. Rankin with the basketball. Rankin back out front to Fairclough. 3, good. Ben Fairclough with the three. He's got 7. Dordt leads 68, trails 68-64. 7:17 and counting. With the basketball is Thomas. Thomas out front. Thomas throws right side. Sugaru with it. Sugaru pass comes back to Johnson. Johnson shot no good. Rebound taken away by Milliken. Milliken up the floor. Milliken driving in with the right hand. Good. Connor Milliken with a 2-point bucket. He's got 10, and the Dordt defenders back to within 2, 68-66, and we have a timeout on the floor. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 30 seconds.
This live stream broadcast brought to you by Napa Auto Parts in Sioux Center, your source for quality automotive parts for your car or truck. Let them use their knowledge to help you find the right vehicle battery, brakes, filters, headlights, wipers, and other parts needed to get your job done. Napa Auto Parts in Sioux Center.
.68-66 our score. The Dordt defenders trailing by 2. And the Dordt defenders will set up the defense. 68-66, inbounding the basketball will be Corrigan. And Corrigan gets the ball into Reggie Thomas. Under 7 minutes to go in the contest. Thomas with it, high post to Yebga. Yebga with the basketball. Yebga comes back right side. They throw it into Yebga. Yebga posting up against Fairclough. And Yebga shot in the paint, good. So Yebga with a 2-point bucket. He's got 4. And we'll head the other way with the basketball. This is Rankin. Rankin fires it to Lusher. Lusher off of the glass, good. Jackson Lusher with a 2-point bucket. He's got 6. And Thomas with it. Thomas, top of the key 3, missed it, no good. And now a jump ball called, alternating possession. It'll be Dordt basketball. So Dordt will inbound the basketball with the length of the floor in front of them, trailing by 2. 70-68, I should say. With it out front, Rankin. Rankin with the basketball. Rankin pulls up, swishes it in. Luke Rankin with a 2. He's got 11. And the Dordt defenders have battled back to tie it at 70-70. Pass goes down to the block, Johnson. Johnson with it, pinned. Passes back out to the perimeter. Corrigan fires it into the corner. Johnson 3, missed it, no good. Rebound, Corrigan, shot no good. Rebound taken away by Fairclough. Fairclough with the basketball. Fairclough gets it away to Rankin. Rankin with it. Rankin comes back over to Kopic. Kopic with the basketball. Kopic driving in, and he's fouled on the play, and Bryce will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws. 70-70 our score. Free throws on the way for Bryce Kopic with 5:12 remaining. Tied up 70-70. And Kopic will shoot 2. First free throw is up and good. And Dordt has their first lead since it was 2-0. A second free throw on the way for Bryce Kopic. 71-70. Bryce Kopic with a second free throw trying to extend the lead. Dordt was down, and Dort's going to call the timeout. Dordt trailed in this one 57-47. They've come back to take a 1-point lead, and they'll be shooting a free throw when we resume play. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 30 seconds. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Rental. Get ready to power up your projects with equipment rentals from Rental. From heavy-duty machinery to the latest power tools, they've got the gear to make your projects a success. Visit them online at rental.com or call 712-722-3928. Today's broadcast is brought to you by NewTek. At NewTek, they don't just sell equipment, they deliver performance, reliability, and innovation. Their team of experts is there to guide you every step of the way, ensuring you find the perfect equipment for your needs. .5:12 left to go in regulation. Dordt leading 71-70. And Bryce Kopic will shoot another free throw. Free throw is up by Bryce and good. That's the first 2 points of the day for Bryce Kopic, and the Dordt defenders have their first lead since it was 2-0. 72-70 our score. Reggie Thomas brings the basketball up the floor. He passes left side over to McMurrin. McMurrin to Corrigan. Corrigan back to Thomas. Thomas with the basketball. Thomas with it on the right wing. 12 to shoot. Thomas will drive in against Rankin. Puts it up, fading away, missed it, no good. Rebound taken away by Kopic. Dordt with a chance to take a 2-possession lead with under 5 minutes to go. With it out front is Rankin. He's guarded by Thompson. He wants a ball screen, gets one from Fairclough. And trying to drive in was Rankin. Rankin tried to dump it off at the end and unable to get the pass off cleanly. And the Broncos tip it away out of bounds. It'll be Dordt basketball. 17 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Kopic in the lane, and he has it taken away. Here comes Thomas. Reggie Thomas driving in. Shot blocked by Fairclough. And Reggie Thomas will go to the free throw line, and he will shoot 2 free throws with Ben Fairclough looking like a pretty good block by the Australian. And Reggie Thomas now with an opportunity to tie it, and there you see the replay. It looked pretty good by the 6'8" post player. Free throw by Thomas is good. He's got another one on the way. Things getting a little testy. The Dordt defenders leading 72-71. Another free throw on the way. And this one's up and good, and we're tied 72 all. So Thomas makes both free throws, got helped out on that one. With it out front is Rankin. Rankin with the basketball. Rankin out front. Rankin steps in. Nothing there. Comes back right side Kopic. Bryce goes to Lorenzen. Lorenzen with the basketball against Corrigan. And Lorenzen against Corrigan. And Lorenzen shot. Will it go in? It will not. It hung on the rim and falls off. And now Lucas Lorenzen will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws instead of the old-fashioned 3-point play. Oh, that one just hung there and wouldn't go through. Free throw by Lucas, up and good. Lorenzen with 17 now. Connor Milliken leading the defenders with 22. Another one trying to extend the lead to 2, and that one's good as well for Lorenzen. So Lorenzen with 18. Dordt regains the lead 74-72. 4 minutes left to go in the contest. Thomas goes high post, Madovic. Madovic looking for Thompson. Puts it on the deck one time. Now Corrigan. Corrigan, Thompson. Thompson with the basketball. Thompson, they throw it into Madovic. Madovic trying to back his way in against Lorenzen. Madovic throws it to the sideline and right into the lap of Hastings broadcaster Mike Will down at the scores table. And it'll be Dordt basketball inbounding. I don't think Mike's got the range from there. I have no doubt at one time he did, but maybe not any longer. Lucas Lorenzen will inbound the basketball. He gets it into Luke Rankin. Rankin with it across half court. Dordt leading by 2 with the ball. Left side pass, it goes. This is Fairclough. Fairclough, Milliken. Milliken at the free throw line. Both teams have 3 timeouts remaining. Both teams are in the 1-and-1 bonus. Both teams have 8 fouls apiece, so that's your foul situation, your quick reset. Rankin with it, 10 to shoot. Comes to Fairclough. Fairclough into the corner. Milliken, 3-ball, no good. Rebound tapped out, though. Coming up with it is Rankin, a fresh 20 for the defenders. Rankin with the basketball. Luke Picks up his dribble. Well, he's still got it alive. Yo-yos it out front. 3 minutes left to go. Rankin driving in. Throws it back to Milliken. Milliken off the glass. Too strong, no good. And the rebound taken away by Thomas. Thomas with the basketball. And Thomas will take it up the floor. Dordt up by 2. Hastings basketball. 2:48 left in regulation. Thomas has it in between the circles out front. Thomas driving in. Euro step. Shot off the glass. Good. Reggie Thomas with the Euro step. Finishes with the left hand. Smacking it off of the glass from straight on. Kopic with the basketball. He goes down low to Lorenzen. Lorenzen against Corrigan. And a blocking foul called on Corrigan. Corrigan trying to set up to take the charge. Lucas Lorenzen will go to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. So the bonus on the way. Lucas Lorenzen shooting a 1 in the bonus. Trying to give Dordt a lead with 2:25 left to go in the game. Free throw by Lucas is up and good. And Lorenzen, after missing the front end of a 1-and-1 in the first half, has made 6 in a row. Gives Dordt a 1-point lead at 75-74, pending another free throw. 2:25 left in the game. Second free throw skips off of the rim, no good. And there you have it, 75-74, Dordt. Thomas with the basketball up the floor. Dordt has not led by 2 possessions, 2 scores. Hastings has led by as many as 10 today. Corrigan looking. He's got to put it on the deck. Dordt switches off. Come back right side Thomas. 10 to shoot. He wants the ball in his hands. I would too. With it on the right-hand side, Thomas. Thomas puts it up high off of the glass. Can't get it to go. Rebound cleared by Kopic. Dordt with the basketball. Dordt with the basketball. 2-minute warning. 1:50 now and counting. Kopic with the basketball. Hands it back to Rankin. Rankin with the basketball. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Luke into the paint. Puts it up with the left hand. Good! Count the hoop, and he is fouled. But they call a foul on the rebound. That's going to go against the defenders. So Dordt gets the bucket, but a foul called on the rebound against Lucas Lorenzen. So Lorenzen picks up his third. And the Dordt defender lead is 77-74 with Grady Corrigan, a 71% free throw shooter, shooting at 1-and-1. Well, both teams will be in the double bonus from here on out with 1:41 remaining in regulation. Neither team has a player. Well, we've got 4 fouls for a few Hastings players now, but not Reggie Thomas. First free throw for Corrigan is good. And quite honestly, my feeling is this: you could put 4 people out there, and if you got Reggie Thomas on the floor, you probably have a chance. Second free throw on the way for Corrigan. This one's up, short, and it goes in. So Corrigan makes them both. He's got 6 in the second half, 8 for the ball game, and the defender lead is 77-76. Luke Rankin with the ball across the timeline. With it, Rankin sizing things up, throws it into the corner. Milliken, back to Rankin, 3-ball, missed it, no good, and the rebound cleared by Thomas, and a cherry pick and layup, good. Yep, getting free on the backside. Anthony Thomas picks up the easy bucket. You don't get many of those. He never really got down on defense, and Hastings with a run out. With it on the left-hand side is Kopic. Kopic at the top of the key. Dordt down 1, under a minute to go in regulation. They look for Lorenzen down low. 12 to shoot. Back to Kopic. 10 to shoot. Kopic, 3-ball, missed it. Too strong, no good. And the rebound is cleared by Hastings, and now they'll run clock. 78-77 Hastings basketball. 38 seconds left to go in the game. 22 on the shot clock. So Hastings with that rare run out earlier where Thompson never really, well, he released immediately and got the easy basket. Right now, that's the difference in the ballgame. McMurrin with it. McMurrin back over to Corrigan. Back to Thomas. Thomas with the basketball. 3 to shoot. Thomas will put up the 3. Missed it. No good. Rebound. Now you got to foul. Have to foul. 10 seconds remaining. And the Dordt defenders forced to foul. Connor Milliken commits the foul on Anthony Thompson, and Thompson will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 and try to extend the lead with 9 seconds remaining. You still got time, and you likely get it back at worst down 3, so you've still got some options. But, man, that run out, back in the old days we called it cherry picking, and Thompson got free on the back end for an easy lay-in on the release, and his teammate Reggie Thomas found him. And that changed the complexion of this one. He makes the first free throw. He's got another one coming. 79-77, Dordt down 2. Hastings will be shooting a free throw when we resume play right after this. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 30 seconds. Today's broadcast is brought to you by NewTek. They're your partner for success when purchasing equipment for construction, manufacturing, ag, and other industries. Don't miss the opportunity to transform your business and redefine your productivity standards with NewTek. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Rental. Looking for top-notch rental equipment? Look no further than Rental in Sioux Center, Spencer, Storm Lake, and Sioux Falls. Rental, your regional equipment rental experts. Visit them online, rental.com, or call 712-722-3928. 79-77, the Hastings Broncos with a 2-point lead, but we still got a little bit of basketball to play with 9 seconds remaining in regulation. The defenders led 75-74, and they were up again 77-76, but Hastings right now on a 3-0 run, leading 79-77, and shooting another free throw will be Anthony Thompson. Thompson is an 83% free throw shooter. He's got 11, and he'll try to make it a 3-point ball game. Dordt still has 2 timeouts remaining. Hastings has 3. And the free throw on the way for the senior from Bolingbrook, Illinois, and Anthony Thompson. Thompson eyes it and knocks it down. It's a 3-point ball game, 80-77. So Dordt's got to shoot for the tie here. You don't have enough time to play for 2. And Hastings commits a foul as Kopic gets it across the timeline. So Bryce will now go to the free throw line. He'll shoot 2. Reggie Thomas picks up his 3rd in the process. So 7.1 seconds remaining. Make them both and play the foul game. Hastings electing to try and stretch this out. Free throw by Bryce, up and good. So Bryce Kopic makes the first. He's got another one on the way. 7.1 seconds remaining. I think you can play this out if you're well, you can make this one and then play it out. And by that I mean commit fouls and hopefully force Hastings to miss one. Second free throw by Kopic. In and out, no good. Rebound tapped out. Thompson comes away with it. Now it's going to get tough. You make both free throws and the game is likely over. Make one and you've got 5 seconds to tie it. So Thompson gets the offensive rebound. Kopic missed the free throw. And the defenders trail 80-78. Anthony Thompson will go to the free throw line. And Thompson, 2 free throws. First one up, no good. Well, the door's going to be open. 5 seconds left to go in regulation. Dordt will have to go the length of the floor, trailing by 2, at least, potentially 3. Another free throw on the way for Thompson. So Thompson, second free throw. This one's off the heel, no good. Dordt calls a timeout. 4.5 seconds remaining. The Dordt defenders get a timeout called. This will be a full-length timeout. Dordt trails by 2, 80-78. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 30 seconds. 80-78 Hastings with a 2-point lead with 4.8 seconds remaining in regulation. Dordt will have it length of the floor in front of them. Now the question is, with a timeout remaining, does Dordt throw it to half court and use another timeout? Or do you get it in and play it out? On the floor, Connor Milliken will be inbounding. Bryce Kopic, Lucas Lorenzen, Luke Rankin will be in the midcourt stripe vicinity. And on the back end of things is Ben Fairclough. A 2 ties it, a 3 wins it. Ball gets into Kopic. Kopic with the basketball, 3 seconds left, poked away from behind. Thompson drives in, wave it off, no basket, and that's your final. Hastings 80, Dordt 78. The Broncos survive a frantic comeback attempt by the defenders that saw Dordt lead as late as 77-76, but the Broncos score the last 4 points of the game to remain undefeated in the conference. They move to 9-2 overall, 6-0 in the league. Dordt slips to 4-3 and 9-4 overall. Let's take a 3-minute break, and we'll be back with a recap of tonight's men's college basketball game right after this 3-minute timeout.
Hi, my name is Samantha Wilbur.
Hi, my name is Philip Shippey.
Hey, my name is Eli Levtinsky from Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
I am from Primgar, Iowa.
I'm from Sioux Center, Iowa.
Shout out to my family back home and my girlfriend for just supporting me throughout my college experience. It really means a lot.
My favorite part about working for this is making these promos and stuff that you see during commercial breaks.
And you're watching the Dordt Media Network.
And you're watching the Dordt Media Network.
Thanks for watching the Dordt Media Network.
And the comeback falls short by a final of 80-78. There was no last-second attempt as the ball was stolen at midcourt. And the defenders fall to 4-3. The defenders trailed at halftime 39-37 and got down by as many as 10. at 60-50, and it was still 10 at 62-52. From there, the defenders started trading threes and twos with the Broncos and eventually tied it at 70. We were tied at 72 and 74, with Dordt leading at 72-70 and 74-72, and Dordt led as late as 77-76 before falling by the final of 80-78. Let's take a look at those People's Bank highlights as Coach Brian Van Haften takes a seat as well on our post-game show. The second half highlights, Grady Corrigan, I should say it was Anthony Thompson, hit a three-pointer, and then he also made a free throw late that helped seal the victory for the Broncos. Lucas Lorenzen in the second half, he ends up with 8 points, 19 for the ball game. Reggie Thomas, he had a game-high 29 points for the Broncos, never left the floor, and put together a pretty strong line today. Ben Fairclaw knocked down a couple of threes in the second half to help spearhead the Dordt rally. And in the end, the Hastings Broncos, though, get some late buckets, and they win by a final of 80-78. And there you saw Reggie Thomas with that Euro step and hitting it off the glass over the top of Ben Fairclaw for his last field goal of the game. Coach Brian Van Haften has made his way out of the locker room, and Coach Van Haften, very competitive game today, anticipated that, and got down by 10 in the second half, fought back, rallied. What did you do well in the second half that allowed you to rally from that 10-point deficit?
Yeah, you know, we made a few shots there. Finally made a few. We kind of set the high ball screen a little, and Ben Fairclaw made, I think, 3 threes there in the second half. It got us going. He got us back in the game, and I thought Lush did a nice job, getting a couple of easy ones around the basket, and Lucas as well around the basket. I thought Connor Milliken had a really nice game tonight. 4 for 5 from the arc. He's getting better and better all the time, and so it was a fun game. I mean, Luke Rankin had a great game. I mean, he just was solid. We just had had too many turnovers in the game when we really didn't need to have them. I mean, just little things along the way, and I think a lot of times what happens when you play a game like this, the best player on the floor usually comes out on top in a lot of games like this. And Reggie made a couple of nice plays down the stretch to get that done for him.
What are the matchup problems that Hastings presents, and how did you try to approach those?
Well, it's Reggie Thomas. I mean, you're trying to make him be a passer. He had 0 assists at halftime. We said, man, let's make him pass a little bit more. And he did, but he still scored, I mean, when he needed to. And, that he's the matchup problem. And he makes all the other guys better, and in that respect.
Why is Connor Milliken able to keep moving his game forward right now? What's he doing well?
He moves without the basketball extremely well. He's getting in the work. He's shooting the basketball better. He's getting used to the arc being a little further out, and that's been something that's been a challenge for him. And he's just been putting in the work to get more and more shots up and do a really good job. And he's a competitor. He knows how to score, and we're seeing some really good things from him right now.
This game, I believe this is now 13 games for you. You're not quite to the midway point, but awfully close. We've talked periodically through the season. Okay, where are you at? How do you feel like the team is progressing? Still feel like you're making progress? And that's an open-ended question. Do you feel like you're making progress right now?
Yeah, I thought since we had played Northwestern, I thought we had some good progress. We had just worked on a 2 or 3 things that we thought were really important for us, and we were getting those better. And so, I would say that we made progress for sure. Defensively, we just didn't quite get it done tonight, but I think that had way more to do with Reggie than it had to do with us not doing a good job with it. But you bet we're making progress all the time, and we've got a little break here coming up, and then we'll come back and we'll try to play well out in Arizona, and then put on the final push when we get back in January. So, yeah, for sure. I mean, this group has to make progress, Mike. I mean, like I said, in other times, we do have a group of guys that are inexperienced, and it was fun to watch Ben Fairclough have a good week. I think that's a good stuff right there. He had a really good week. Luke Rankin had a really good week. Lucas Lorenzen had a good week. So we're growing. We're getting better all the time.
How do you handle the next week? We got tests at the end of the week. You're flying out to Arizona next weekend. Is that the plan?
Yep.
And then you're playing 2 games on Monday and Tuesday.
Yep.
How do you handle this week with tests and prep for all of that? What do you do?
Yeah, a lot of those guys have tests. They're making up their tests that they're supposed to have the following Monday and Tuesday, and so they are. We're taking Monday and Thursday off. Thursday is the first day of finals, so we're going to take that day off. And we'll get back on Tuesday and Wednesday. So we'll lighten it up just a little bit next week so they can do well in their finals. And then we'll take off on Saturday morning.
Well, not the way we wanted to finish the first half of our first semester of conference play, obviously. You got Hastings coming here. They're undefeated. They're good. They're a very good team, obviously. And this one, I think it stings because you feel like, play or two and you sneak out of here with one and hand them their first loss of the conference season.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, we just we missed a couple of shots along the way down the stretch, but, we made a bunch, too, to get back into it. And so, it's hard to look at a close game and say, man, we could have done this or that. Well, we also made some really good plays, too. So we'll be okay, Mike.
I will let you go. Thanks for coming up, and we will catch up with you later.
Thank you, my friend.
That's Coach Brian Van Haften, and here are your final scores from around the league, and not many have gone final yet, but all of them but one have been decided. Morningside leads Midland late 95-81. Dakota Wesleyan leads Mount Marty late 78-56. Now Concordia and Briar Cliff, it appears that one's going to go down to the wire. 2.5 minutes left to go in the game. Concordia leads at Briar Cliff by 1. 62-61. Northwestern and Doane, they're playing this evening in Orange City. Final stats, so we haven't gone through those yet. Let's do that right now. The defenders 26 of 57 from the floor, 46%, 11 of 22 on threes, 50%. That'll keep you in ball games. And 15 of 18 from the free throw line for 83%. Dordt with a 37-26 rebounding edge. Turnovers, Dordt had 12. Hastings had 4 turnovers. Individually, the defenders led by Connor Melikins, 22 points, 15 points for Luke Rankin, 19 points for Lucas Lorenzen, 11 points for Ben Fairclough. He had 3 3-pointers in the second half to help spearhead the Dordt comeback. Jackson Lusher, 6 points, 3 points for Bryce Kopic, and 2 for Jake Hargens. Rebounds, Ben Fairclough with 9 rebounds, 7 for Lucas Lorenzen. And 4 assists for Luke Rankin, 3 assists for Jackson Lusher. 2 block shots by Ben Fairclough. For the Hastings Broncos, Reggie Thomas had 29 points on 10 of 18 shooting. He also had 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 6 steals. 15 points for Thompson. 10 points for Corrigan, 10 for Quinn Johnson off the bench, 6 for McMurrin, 2 each for Madovic, Suguru, Boudreau, and Yepga had 4 points. 5 rebounds for Madovic. He was second on the team in that category. Earlier today, Dordt women victorious over Hastings, 86-51 in women's basketball play. The Defender women now 7-0 in the conference, 12-0 overall. Other women's scores, Jamestown over the College of St. Mary, 84-70. Morningside over Midland, 70-54. Dakota Wesleyan, a 76-50 winner over Mount Marty. And Briar Cliff down to Concordia, 74-66. Doane and Northwestern just underway, as that was a late start due to Northwestern hosting a playoff football game this afternoon. And a final look at the men's basketball scores. We'll see if that game with Concordia and Briar Cliff, 2 minutes left. Concordia leads it by 4. That's going to do it for our broadcast. A thank you to Rich Lodewijk and the Dordt Media Network crew once again for a great job. And this is their last production of the first semester. We'll be back second semester after the first of the year with many more opportunities and broadcasts. So a thank you to Rich Lodewijk and the Dordt Media Network crew. Also a thank you to Nathan Brook back at the KIHK studios. Once again, our broadcast engineer, today. It's a split from the DeWitt Gym. For KIHK Sports, I'm Mike Biker.